Choose you this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
Well, good morning, Jay and Kate. It's Joshua Demers with the Off-Grid Hybrid. My project RV gets its roof refurbished, replacing a ceiling joist for a secure seam, then torching my trouble before properly resealing everything. Enjoy! This is a temporary roof I installed while I got the front framing and flooring refurbished using parts from a recently demolished mobile home nearby. Putting a heavy-duty tarp on top, this arrangement also provided overhang protection for the badly leaking windows. This was quick and relatively easy while preserving the trusses for a few months so they could be reused by a neighbor later. Here I am ready to repair the roof, and after removing the temporary roof, I get a good look at the layers upon layers of failed patchwork put on over time, each one failing to fix the problem. In fact, these vain attempts always make it worse, as you can see that it is still soaking wet underneath this last effort to paint over the problem, despite everything else being dry. However, this is what I usually encounter every time I inspect an RV roof leak. I very rarely see only the proper sealants. As you can see, it is still thoroughly wet all the way through underneath and stays that way. None of the normal stuff works. You need proper sealants for RVs like the Dicor products I prefer. The worst stuff to use is the Flex Seal products. It never works very long on RVs and it always ruins whatever it's attached to. It is impossible to remove completely, and even just getting enough off to reuse the parts takes so much time and energy, it's usually more productive to just replace them. I've started saying that Flex Seal was designed by the devil. After tearing out all these old materials and getting a good look, I noticed that some corners were cut in these corners compared to my older near identical RV. The corners here are joined stud and top plate versus solid blocks of wood curve cut to fit in the corners of my older RV.
That took maybe a half hour with that torch and that wire brush wheel. I'd have never done that in 8 hours by hand and made it look that good. And I think the torch really sped it up too by at least 3 or 4 times. Okay, so now I'll get the camera off the tripod and we'll take a good look at the huge mess I made. I got all kinds of rat poop and feces, if you will, all over me, and dirt, nasty. And there might even be a hornet was building a nest up in there somewhere. I saw a hornet going up into that light back and forth all day yesterday. But yeah, so now I got to clean that up, but I think I'm just going to get that, like I said, get that piece of wood set up in there for right now, just so I get this done. And it's already getting hot and late out. Now we got to go see how well it fits up here. To fit like a glove. Then I got to figure out what I'm going to use to hold it up with while I get up on the roof and start getting some screws through it. But I believe this one up in here just like there, like that, huh? Hey. A pretty good fit. All right, it kind of holds itself up just a little bit. Let's Yow! There's my gloves. They're here somewhere. Are they? Or did I take them off when I went inside and not bring them out? Oh well. Anyways, I'm going to try. Might even be better to drill this first. All right, now, will that hold itself there while I go up on top and get a couple of screws started on the way down? I actually think so. What thing is today? Goodness gracious. Did I get it lined up? Oh yeah. I think I did. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, you probably won't catch it on the camera, is I'm going to go up there, use these vice grips, grab one of them screws, and drill and start getting some screws set down through there. Okay, like I said, I'll just have to show you some before and after photos. But I got this thing cleaned up real good. You can see the little screws poking through to hold up. So I just try to line this up with those screws. Hopefully those holes are big enough for the screws to fit through. I didn't think of that. But either way, if I can just get a couple of screws started down through there, I think I'll be good. But anyway, so there's two steps I'm going to skip. I think there's some kind of seal up in here, and I'm going to just leave that alone, and the staples, but I don't have a stapler big enough to deal with this, so I'm just going to have to kind of, I guess, work it from the center out. All right, Butyl Putty tape, flip it over, line it up, start putting screws in. These are the right screws, not those. All right, I've got the Butyl Putty tape on, and I got the edge cleaned up real good with the broom. So now we flip it over and line that hole right there with that screw, and over there, set it down, start screwing it in. I'll be honest, that's probably one of my best looking seams right there. Now all I gotta do is just fill up the sides with the Dicor lap sealant and the screw heads, and let it sit. Hope it dries before it rains, or cover it up with the tarp. Ooh, yeah, that took one bottle right on the dot. Couldn't squeeze any more out of there, but I got that done pretty good. Hopefully it'll dry up enough before it rains.
What you're looking at is what I believe to be the right way to have the self-leveling LAP sealant applied. When the LAP sealant eventually expires, it is very reasonable to replace. You can expect a life anywhere from 5 to 15 years depending on how harsh the conditions. The more sunlight, standing water, or buildup, the less time it will last.
All right, we'll take a look inside now. And I think that came out really good. Yeah, sucked that nice and tight up against that seam. I got enough room to slide the piece of wood up along the ceiling over there. All the holes lined up. All the screws felt like they grabbed real good and solid. Oh, and look at that. That thing comes all the way out to here. And you saw the job I did on the seam up top. So I think this thing's next, and trying to get these windows tightened up so that the water stays out from under the floor. Whew.
Now I'm taking off the front skylight vent over where the kitchen and dining room used to be. I clean the top of the skylight vent before removing it to make things easier, then follow the routine for resealing RV roof fixtures. The refrigerator vent is no longer needed, at least for now, so I'll put a patch in its place. This is a skylight vent over the bedroom at the rear, and it follows the same procedure to reseal it. Also, all of the skylight vents have new top covers now. Finally, I'll patch over the antenna too. That leaves me with the rear seam and middle skylight vent over the bathroom to remove and reseal, and then the entire roof is properly refurbished. The next thing I get done is taking out the two worst windows that are dumping water when it rains, but that's for another video. I hope you liked that video at least as much as I enjoy life to make it so far. There's so much more to come with this RV, my newest RV, and my live-in RV. I've got a video fixing all three of my furnaces, floor joist reframing on my newest RV, and new black and gray water tanks going on my live-in RV. Stay tuned for more tooling out my troubles with J and K. Do you guys got anything else to say today? Bye.